To ban or not to ban? That is the question. Should social media be banned for young people? I'm sitting on the fence a lot about this question at the moment, and I get asked it quite a lot as an accredited and experienced youth worker of over 20 years, a social scientist, and someone who's sat on some of the UK's leading mental health charities safeguarding boards in my time as well. This isn't about banning devices themselves, this is about banning social media in its current guise and how it currently sits for teenagers and young people. So let's weigh it up. There are many reasons to ban social media for young people. One of the main ones for me is about how unregulated these spaces are. Things like TV and radio and other content has bodies and people involved to make sure content's appropriate for people doing it. Social media was not created that way. Social media was created essentially for adults, but young people are allowed on there. And it's like letting someone drive a car without having never learned how to drive a car. They'll get there eventually, maybe, but not without first having a few accidents, breaking a few bones, and potentially injuring other people in the process. It's also creating this idea or the urge to have to fill our time. Every moment needs to be filled with entertainment or something for us to do, and we can't. It's making it harder for people, especially young people whose minds and brains are still developing, to have deep focus or just to be mindful of their surroundings. It reminds me of the film WALL-E, if anyone's ever seen it, where human beings are now literally 24/7 stuck in front of screens and floating around. You should watch it if you haven't, it's a great film. And lastly, one of the key reasons is social media is designed to be addictive. It's designed to engage, it's designed to keep you coming back and back and back and back and back. And we know that these algorithms are not designed for safety. We're seeing lots of fallout such as damaged sleep, compromising our self-esteem by comparing ourselves with lots of different people, and exposure to harmful, inauthentic and extreme content. We know that social media addiction and going on social media all the time creates the same addiction patterns as gambling or smoking or other drug abuse. And the brain can't distinguish the difference, so it always triggers this mesolimbic dopamine system, which can lead to higher risks of addiction in the future as well. Reasons not to ban. So I don't think we should just get rid of things. I think big tech need to be held accountable for a lot of this. But I know how important social media has been, especially during the COVID pandemic, and especially for marginalised communities. How important it is for the community. Many young people I've worked with, and from scientific data as well, we know that young people who can't find themselves or be who they want to be in the real world are often able to connect with other young people across the country, across cities, who have similar experiences and likes and dislikes as them, and that can be a really positive thing, and they can't always find that in a physical space. Creative outlets. It can be a beautiful creative outlet for dancing, videos, music, comedy, art. It's really important that these spaces are kind of held to be creative and to allow an exploration of what that looks like. And this is a really vital part for young people engagement in this. And lastly, another reason not to ban, I guess, something around identity exploration. Young people maybe not living in big cities or kind of overly massively populated areas get to explore and see things outside of their bubbles. Not just people who are not in cities, but people in cities as well, similar to the community element. You know, learning about different things in the world, learning that there's others like us, like you, like me, and being able to kind of explore different identities and learn a bit more about who they are or want to become. So, what do I think? Honestly, I don't think there's enough reasons not to ban it that to outweigh the reasons that we should ban it. I do think that in an ideal world, big tech companies like Facebook, Meta, Google, TikTok, or any of these platforms that create these spaces should be held accountable and have a more safety approach first, especially towards young people, where there's maybe where there's a bit of moderation by maybe accredited youth workers, digital youth workers, dare I say, You know, otherwise it's like cigarettes and alcohol. It takes time for us and societies to learn the harms of new technology and new inventions and new substances and new products. Cigarettes were, after all, initially promoted as a healthy thing when they first came about. Check out the adverts from the 50s. Which is why I think we do need to ban it initially. And either then build brand new social media specifically aimed at young people, co-designed with young people, that is moderated and supported in a safe way by real-world youth workers and social care and other kind of moderators who are accredited and licensed and experienced to kind of moderate those spaces and protect young people. And also, I think if we are to ban them, it needs to be a gradual and time-led ban. We can't just suddenly turn the lights off tomorrow. Otherwise, we will have a lot of young people kind of struggling immediately. Social media is currently a lifeline and is like an addiction. There will be withdrawals. There will be young people who will struggle with the sudden disappearance of social media. And so I think it's important that we have a lead into it, and teachers and youth workers and any other practitioners that work with young people, so GPs and things like that, have tools and resources at their disposal to support and help young people monitor that. But as I said, I think the important thing is that something is created. The future is digital, but it needs to be created in a safe way for young people going forward. Otherwise we risk a long-term kind of pandemic almost of young people struggling with addiction on these sorts of devices, or not devices, on these platforms. The future is clearly digital, so let's make sure that we're not putting young people at risk by doing so.